Charlie Kirk said, this is the last time I'm talking about Jeffrey Epstein. I'm done. And then he wasn't done. Why not? Well, because the polls came out and he got a bunch of messages in his chat that were like, fuck you, dude, I'm done with you. And about face.
Let your patriotic values guide how you empower money-minded investor.
Okay.
The interlocutor, the young men and the Gen Z audience that I represent, they are flaming mad right now about this.
Yeah, they are. And at you.
I've said that.
Yeah, you said that up until you're like, I'm going to trust the president. Whatever he says is fine. Just like Greg Gutfeld. It's time to fall in line, kids. Just kneel down and unhinge your jaw like a baby fucking pelican. And let's do this.
It's been a week and a half, and they're watching this thing unfold. And
more than a week and a half. It's been decades.
They want to go after the deep state of government.
Except now that Trump is the deep state, according to Alex Jones and these guys.
I could tell you that amongst the younger voters that we represent, that we know better than anybody else, they want action on this. Action, action, action.
I want action tonight. Satisfaction all night. Woo! Sorry, the first Poison album is the greatest punk album of the 80s. Feel free to at me.
We say all of this because we want President Trump to be the most popular president in history.
Yeah, but I mean, I think this whole like Epstein thing dangling around his neck might.
We are his greatest, most stalwart.
Hold on, one second. Here we go.
Defender. Joining us.
Yes, we must defend him. Even though he's on the Epstein list and is hiding it from us on purpose.
Now is Rich Barris. Rich, welcome here. You're on the phone, so we're going to overlay some B-roll. Rich, we want to have you on the program. We're
B-roll?
Highlighting all of this data that you...
What, do you got pictures of him fucking eating at a food court in a mall?
Have, because we love Trump, because we care about him. This is not an op.
And his swollen ankles, and his tiny mushroom dick, and his orange, flaky, itchy skin that apparently he has in his varicose veins, and his Diet Coke habit.
From people who hate him. This is his most loyal, fervent, young voters in particular, but of all ages. Yeah,
I'm just saying around this story, maybe don't bring up young so much. Don't really hammer young home. You know, just you don't draw the wrong attention to the thing.
That they want to bring the intel agencies to heel. And they look at Epstein as a representative of that very same deep state government. Rich Barris, we say that as a prerequisite. What is happening with the polling and the data around the Epstein situation?
Yeah, what's going on?
I think it's in. Thanks, as always, Charlie, for having me on. Yeah, I'm kind of en route from point A to point B, but I think it's important to repeat what
kind of like Trump with the Epstein situation.
You just said. It's not so much Epstein, the issue itself. It is a proxy issue, and I think that a lot of people have failed to understand it in that space where people see it as a way to hold a ruling class that has been getting away with everything, for years, accountable when they don't. So people have to first come to grips with that. It's not just, an issue that's been a partisan issue, Charlie. It's more like a ruling class versus we, the little guy, kind of an issue. So that's how people see it. Some of the president's most strongest supporters, and supporters, by the way, that he has been able to count on in the past, particularly in 24, that the Republican Party is not. So in the polling that we did just release, I think one of the biggest warning signs is that
where's this B-roll we're looking for?
Decline among 18 to 29-year-olds, that young voting group that we highlighted so much on your show going into 24.
Or suddenly like, wait a minute, he wants to fuck my little sister now. What the hell?
Trump was running so far ahead with this group compared to, even to Republicans who marginally improved, right? They did improve. They just didn't get all of that. They didn't squeeze as much blood out of that stone as Donald Trump did. And that was the biggest decline this month. Honestly, the reason why he didn't decline further, because in our poll, he only went slightly negative. It is the first negative that we've gathered from him this presidency. But he only did because that was partially offset, and I think people need to hear this, partially offset by a bump in voters who have a 4-year degree or higher. Those voters still tell us that they will vote Democrat in the 26 midterm election. This is a temporary bump among people.
Yeah, it's just a temporary bump. Meanwhile, hold on. Let me see if I can.
And
grab
now
it.
he says, if you're not on board with the Epstein.
Hold on. This is Nick Fuentes, who's a white supremacist and a douchebag, and is Trump always? He's the guy who had lunch with Trump and Kanye. So his white supremacist bona fides are fairly slim, in that he would have in theory, brunch with a black man and an orange guy. So obviously, being the only white guy at the table, I guess, and he's got his Spanish last name. I'm not quite sure how he reconciles that, but that's his cross to bear, not ours.
And now he says, if you're not on board with the Epstein cover-up, I don't want your support. You're a weakling. Fuck you. Fuck you. You suck.
I feel like this is like video of Glenn Beck behind the scenes when he was doing, like, when they're prepping for that show and he had guests that were coming on and all that stuff, and he was like, he saw what Trump posted. This is what Glenn Beck really said.
You are fat. You are a joke. You are stupid. You are not funny. You are not as smart as you think you are. You are, and honestly, and if you watch my show, you know I've been very critical. I've never been this far. This just goes to show this entire thing has been a scam. When we look back on the history of populism in America, we are going to look back on the MAGA movement as the biggest scam in American history. And the liberals were right. The MAGA supporters were had. They were. When we look back in history, we will see Trump as a scam artist who served as a vehicle for this rather than the other way around. We were not the vehicle for Trump. Trump was the vehicle for all of us. And now he says, if you're not on board with the Epstein cover-up, I don't want your support. You're a weakling. Fuck you. Fuck you. You suck. You are fat. You are a joke. You are stupid. You are not funny. You are not as smart as you think you are.
Sorry, now he's fat. Now he's not funny. And by the way, I agree. I think, chat, we can agree wholeheartedly that there is no situation where Trump is doesn't become a pariah amongst his own people. And I would like to close on this, if I may. Yes. For all of those who joined us today to look into this situation, at the fall of MAGA, the darkness it found itself in, the valley of the shadow of Derp State, and out there, I'm getting out of there, and there may be floodwaters arising in the valley of the shadow of the Derp State. And how will we ever trust anyone again? How will we ever? I don't even trust gravity anymore. I'm afraid to take another step. Because if you can't trust Jeffrey Epstein's wingman to not give you a proof he didn't hang himself in a video that's 10 hours long but missing 3 minutes and was edited in Premiere Pro, at least it was the full version and not Adobe Elements. But still, it's very hard. It's very hard. I don't know if I can take it. I don't know what we will do. But I feel like these 3 minutes are missing from our I can't even speak. All of our lives. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I'm able to do it. I can't. I'm afraid. I'm afraid, and I'll tell you why I'm afraid. I'm afraid because I think, you know, who's behind it? The kidney. That's... What the... Oh my God. The... What? What the hell? Help me. What is going on? No! I knew it. That's probably what's giving him the deep vein thrombosis that he doesn't have. Help. What the hell? How is this even possible? This shit. This is so wrong. Help! Help! Oh, hello there! Oh no.
The kidney has a very special place in the heart.
Oh. Whew. God damn, I feel so much better about it when you put it that way.